Today is March 30th, 2020, and the world is shit. I have my hair purple because why not? And I'm about to get my period, aka my skin is pure shit. We're gonna try and solve that. Today's video is gonna be a chill, got unready, girls' night in, spa nights, whatever. Because we're all alone and we're all in quarantine, so if you have skincare that you've been meaning to use, let's just do face masks. Because why not? And I'll give you movie recommendations because those are my shit. I mean, I am going to college because of those. The first product I'm using tonight is a scrub cream by Biotin. It's 100% natural. It's honey and apricot caramel. I don't know what the fuck that is. Yeah, and it smells really nice too. I have this about to pop out at any moment pimple, but it's been there for like 3 days, so I'm like, maybe it's not gonna happen. So can we please talk about Grey's Anatomy? Listen, spoiler alert if you haven't watched every single episode like I have. I mean, actually I haven't watched the last two, but Alex left. You have no idea how much that infuriated me. I cried. Here's a picture. I've always said I knew people were gonna go. I mean, it's been like 16 years since they started it. It's totally fine. I totally get it. But I've always been, if Alex leaves, that's it. Like, he's the last main original character to stay besides Meredith. And I know like Bailey and Weber, they're still there. But it's not the same thing because Alex is a student and like I love Weber and Bailey, obviously. But it's Alex and it's different. And like I kind of like the fact that he's with Izzy, but at the same time I kind of didn't like Izzy. That's my little red for Grey's Anatomy. Next I'm gonna use this mask. I think it's from Primark. Also my friend gave it to me. Like, not this Christmas, the last Christmas. It's a de-stress cream mask. Oh, so it's cream. It's not gonna be like those masks. I've never done one of those. I was really excited. Listen, I searched in this mask if there was an expiration date. I didn't really find anything, so I'm guessing it's not supposed to have an expiration date. But like it's Primark at the same time. So should I be concerned? Here comes nothing. Ew. Always does smell. Always smells so nice. Very chemically rose. Like the kind of rose that you know came from chemics. I put some on my hair. I don't really care, honestly. Is it burning my face? Okay, we moved to the bedroom. Hi. Also, I was speaking kind of quietly because the bathroom is close to the living room, which is where my mom and her boyfriend are at. It's starting to crack. I took a few minutes to make a list of the movies I've watched so far. Not many, but I really like them all. One of the first movies I watched since being in quarantine is I've watched this one, Beautiful Boy. Such an amazing movie. The storyline, it kind of hits close to home. Not really, kinda. It's with Steve Carell and Timothée Chalamet. The first time I watched Beautiful Boy, I had never seen The Office, but now I have. And I like didn't remember it. It was Steve Carell who played the part of the dad. And I've never seen him do anything else really besides comedy. And I think it's just genius. I wasn't expecting it. I was watching the whole movie just waiting for him to scream, God, please, no, please stop. It was released in 2018 and it was directed by Felix van Groeningen. Here's the name. Beautiful, beautiful work. I think it was very well represented. I've had my experience with some people that have dealt and are still dealing with drug addiction. What also the movie teaches us is that addiction is not a one-time thing. It's like with everything. For example, anxiety. I have anxiety. Sometimes I have like anxiety attacks and panic attacks. At a point it was very hard for me. Like I barely could get out of the house without having a panic attack or anxiety attack. Right now I haven't had one for a while. Like I've been feeling anxious because of all of the corona stuff. Just like with addiction, it's not something like it happens once and you're cured because it just stopped. It's something you have to go through a lot, which is something I didn't really remember from the first time I watched it. I realized now that it's not just a one-time thing, like you go to rehab and you're fine. No, every day is a fight. One time I watched a video about anorexia and this dude who left his girlfriend at the time, now wife, because it was like making the relationship go bad. And then she commented on it and she's like, oh, it's not something that it happened, I'm fine now, and it's not never gonna happen again. And like she said, there are months that sometimes where I'm more stressed and I catch myself restricting what I eat. So it's just like with everything, and I just thought it was such a beautiful work of art. Next night we watched Call Me By Your Name. Even though I warned my mom she wasn't gonna like it, she was like, she still wanted to watch, and by the end she thought it was a piece of shit. And Call Me By Your Name was released in 2017 and it's directed by Luca Guadagnino. I don't know. Call Me By Your Name, everyone knows that movie. It's so good. First, it's an independent movie set in the 80s, which in 2017, like, it was kind of a thing, but not really. Stranger Things, like, by then Stranger Things were here, right? But it wasn't just a big thing, and I think Call Me By Your Name did a big impact on it too. Besides being the 80s and trendy, I guess, it's an independent movie that won an Oscar. Like, I think 2 Oscars. It won so many awards. It also brought to light to LGBT stories because they weren't really represented before. Like, there were like, oh, the main character, the main white girl, she had a gay friend, ooh, but that wasn't, you know, it was always on the sideline. And Call Me By Your Name, it's about a main character who's bisexual. Also the scenery, oh, I just like it. Also the house is up to sale for like $2 million, so catch it, hoes. Next up, I watched Lady Bird. You can now see that I'm on a row with Timothée Chalamet. I really went there. I did a Lady Bird movie review and I didn't like it, check. I filmed this yesterday and I was just editing and I realized I don't like the Lady Bird movie review that I did. So I'm just refilming it because it was bothering me that much. Lady Bird was also released in 2017 and it was directed by Greta Gerwig. It's another independent movie. I'm pretty sure it was nominated for an Oscar. It also won a bunch of awards. It won like 2 Golden Globes. It follows, I think her name is Christine. I watched it a few days ago. I don't really remember everything. She went by Lady Bird. And it's just an amazing coming of age movie, like a raw coming of age movie, not like a picture perfect, because it isn't picture perfect. Like she wasn't super poor, but like she wasn't rich at all. She always said she lived on the wrong side of the tracks, and the first thing she wanted to do was to like leave town and move away for college, but like her mom didn't want to, obviously, because of money especially. And it talks about your first boyfriend, losing your virginity, moving away for college. I just think it's a all over great movie. That's basically it. Let's go back to me. I didn't like yet another movie review. I did check. This time, Notting Hill. Oh my god, one of the best movies I've watched so far during quarantine. It's so good. Notting Hill was released in 1999 and it was directed by Roger Michael Mitchell. Listen, my English low-key have a crush on the main dude and also on the roommate. I forget their names. Listen, names are not my shit. This movie follows this one girl who's played by Julia Roberts. That's the only person I know, and she's like this big star, movie star, and she goes to London because she's gonna do some press conferences there because of one of her movies that is releasing, to get away from the paparazzi or something. She goes to this bookstore, right, and then she meets, I want to say his name is Edward, but I'm pretty sure it's not. It's kind of the story of how they meet, their relationship, and like the ups and downs of it, because every rom-com has to have a part where the characters are not together, but then they come back to this big one final moment. Of course, it's like more established rom-com or chick flick than the other ones. The other ones, obviously, they're independent, and I've also been enjoying this vibe of oldish movies from like the late 90s or mid 90s to early 2000s. I honestly think that was a prime time for movies. I completely forgot, but I also watched Pulp Fiction, but I'm just not gonna go there because everyone has fucking watched Pulp Fiction and I had never. Pulp Fiction isn't a movie, it's a film. And I'm gonna end it with that. Last movie I like full on watched was one of my favorites. Like, I loved it so much, and it's Marriage Story. It came out last year, 2019, and it's by Noah Baumbach. It's with Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver. They're such good actors. Like, I knew Scarlett Johansson before. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really watched anything with Adam Driver, and I generally think they were perfect for the script. But listen, the movie was not about the actors, let's be honest. It was about the script. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so well written. And I actually saw like a commentary on the movie. It's this one right here. By the way, I'm on Letterboxd, so no, Letterboxd. I don't know. Follow me on it. Very hard to watch this movie without immediately recognizing it was Noah something. Noah's attempt to reconcile his own divorce in the most self-aggrandizing way, but I will forgive it on the sole condition that Laura Dern either runs me over with her car or allows me to treat her to a lovely expensive dinner and then never calls me again. Your choice, Laura. The fact that it's an actual divorce, which makes so much sense. I just think it's so good. Like, and this movie made me want to watch like every single movie of this director. It's so good. It was so beautifully written. You have, oh my god. Can you tell I'm gonna study movies? Also, I want to add this. I started watching like a few hours ago Tiger King. That dude is crazy, but also Carol is crazy too. When I filmed this, I had only watched like the first episode. Now I have finished the whole thing. Let me talk about it. My final thoughts on it. So, spoiler alert. Just skip it too. I truly think that Carol is worse than Joe. She has employees that are volunteers, but like they barely can leave. They don't get paid. It's a smaller space where the big cats are at. Joe I think he had more resources. I think he's a showman. Listen, I think both of them did wrong. I don't think either of them were right. I truly believe Joe when he says that he's not gonna be in jail alone for much longer. Prison, sorry, I know there's a difference. I'm gonna be honest, I like Joe, but that doesn't mean I agree with what he did. Like, I don't think he should have big cats in his zoo. I don't agree with roadside zoos. Who the fuck does? I think the idea of continuing the zoo but in another place, I think it's terrible. Although, no, they did rate it, right? The feds rated it last year, I think. I think the animals should be in the wild right now. But yeah, I like Joe. I hate Carol, honestly. I think he was capable of doing it. I think he did what he did. It's a whole mess. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Joe Exotic, which, by the way, porn name. This lighting is so much worse. Okay, I need to take this off. Honestly, my face is so much better than it was like a few days ago. I could do this one, but do I really want to do another face mask? Not really. Now I'm using this same brand as the scrub, and it's 100% natural as well, and it's Quince extract. I have no idea what it is, but it's paraben free, so, and it's for combination skin. My skin feels so much better. I had this facial oil to put on, but it ended like 5 days ago. My nighttime routine, usually it's this. Then I put on the oil while it's like sinking into my own skin. I brush my teeth to give it some time, and then I use this. It's by Bon Tip. I'm pretty sure it's a French brand, and it's night cream. We're back in the floor. Hi. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So if you know any like good oils but not like too expensive, please tell me. Like The Ordinary, I know that like that one is popping, so tell me which ones. I usually go for like stuff that hydrates the skin. If you have some good recommendations, please tell me. Oh, I forgot, yesterday I watched Ocean's 8. I kind of wanted to hate it, I'm not gonna lie, but then I watched it and I loved it. It was released in 2018. What? I thought it was like 2019. Okay, whatever. It's directed by Gary Ross. I'm not the best with actresses in it and knowing every single fucking person in the whole world, but I recognize Anne Hathaway because Princess Diaries, obviously. Kelly from The Office. I don't know the actress's name. And I knew Rihanna, obviously, and I knew one more. Sandra Bullock, that's one. I was watching it and I was like, who the fuck is that one? I know her face and I'm gonna go crazy if I don't find out who she is. And then my mom's boyfriend was like, that's Sandra Bullock, how do you not know that? And I'm like, oh, and James Corden too. Great movie. Not usually what I go for It was my mom who picked it. Usually I go for the cheesy ass romances and then I fucking hate them because it's a cheesy ass romance. If you have movie recommendations, please leave it in comments down below. I will leave in the description a link to my letterboxd. Let me see. Letterboxd. Also series. I've been rewatching How I Met Your Mother and fuck, I've had a mental breakdown. Here's a picture. So I was just watching How I Met Your Mother. Oh god. We're not doing fine. Not that fine, honestly. By the way, technically now I'm on break. So hopefully I'll get some videos edited, but I won't promise anything, to be honest, because I don't like editing, which is the best part of it all. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video right here. So if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, tell me in the comments what you thought. Don't forget, recommend videos and the official thing. Okay, bye.